You know, of all the things that Trump does and says, you never think, well, we're going to get into the religious aspect and we're going to be talking about him here because apparently the White House has decided to take up a Bible study in the Oval Office. I mean, what happened to that whole separation of church and state? I don't know. Is this legal? Can they do this? It just kind of surprises me because members of the President Trump's cabinet are believed to be attending a weekly session to study the Bible. According to Christian Broadcasting Network, once a week, about a dozen members of the Trump's inner circle get together and look at scripture. Regular attendees include Secretary of State Betty DeVos, no surprise there, Energy Secretary Rick Perry, no surprise there again, Agricultural Secretary Sonny Perdue, CIA Director Mike Pompeo, whatever his name is, and Attorney Jeff Sessions. That one didn't surprise me at all either. The Vice President, apparently he joins in every once in a while, who is the sponsor of the faith session, says he joins in when his timetable permits him to do so. However, Trump has not attended any of them at all, which I find kind of funny. But I'm wondering, though, and I said this a few minutes ago, is this allowed? Because our government funds are paying for this. Since this is in the White House, is this legal? Kind of your thoughts.
Well, I don't think it's compulsory, much like if you were to have a Bible study in a high school, which I did that when I was in high school. And as long as you're not mandated to attend, it should be okay, as long as it's on your own time and not on the government dime. But I'm questioning a lot of things because one of the teacher, Drollinger, said Jeff Sessions is quick on his homework to return it. And I'm questioning, well, okay, how much time is Jeff Sessions actually spending on this homework from this Bible study, right? Is it on his own time? Should he be able to show that he didn't use our dime to do it? But another thing was how a quote is that, oh, these politicians are so teachable. I'm like, well, yeah, sheep usually are. But I don't know. I mean, I know that there's been for a long time, like public prayers given by presidents and things like that. And so, you know, one doesn't want to prevent the exercise of religion, but one does want to separate out, you know, people's personal faith and stuff. And so I guess that's what I'm confused about. I'm not surprised by DeVos, Perry, Sessions, you know, and Pence at all. They're obviously outspoken believers. So, but as long as it's on their own dime, as long as we aren't being charged for it, I don't care, I guess, you know, other than the fact that I think that we should elect more thought-provoking people.
Yeah, it did just occur to me, and I just remembered this myself, is the fact is that while, let's go back a few years before, long before Trump and everything like that, let's go back as far as Reagan. Reagan would actually invite people, and of course, this is mostly Nancy shit that would bring this in there. They'd bring in like psychics and people to read tea leaves or whatever. They would do that there too. I'm not sure if they paid for that or if that was on our dime as well. So, I mean, there's that as an example to show that they might be doing this off the clock, as it were.
No, you're exactly right, because that's what I was saying. They're trying to say that this is unusual, and I'm like, well, I don't know. We've had other I went to the Bushes, I went to Reagan, and I was looking and said, wait, are there were there prayer and Bible studies during these times? Because they're trying to say, oh, this article is trying to say this is really unusual, and I don't know that it's that unusual. Faith has been a unspoken prerequisite. You know, you don't have to be a church-going person. Obviously, look at Trump, you know, and Clinton, but you have to nod to it at least.
When I was reading this today, something had occurred to me. Remember a couple weeks ago where Trump had suddenly announced on Twitter, said, hey, no more transgender people allowed in the military because I said so, because he thinks he makes policy through Twitter. I'm wondering that maybe, just maybe, at one of these prayer sessions, because you've got all these very LGBT unfriendlies getting together and mentally masturbating each other. I'm wondering if maybe that somebody had, and since Pence is anti-LGBT anyway, if maybe they said, hey, got together and suggest that maybe they should suggest this to Trump to take them, get them out of the military. So Trump's like, oh yeah, it's a good idea, and they tweeted it out right away. I'm wondering, are these things connected? I'm not saying there are dots there. I'm just saying there might be dots there.
With Trump, I think that the dots are all connected via a golf course.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. Again, I actually think that Pence is the man that the GOP who voted for Trump would actually prefer to see in the White House.
Do you think that maybe, just maybe, the only reason why that we have Trump in office is because of Pence?
Possibly, yes. Pence, and behind him, Paul Ryan. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I see a chain, and I'm not going to put on my tinfoil hat. So
okay, it's an interesting hypothesis. Tom, your thoughts?
I don't believe for a second that we're not paying for these prayer sessions. I believe 100% that they are on company dime, that they are doing on company time, and they're reveling in that fact. As far as Trump and Pence go, I think Trump was unelectable without Pence, and Pence is there to keep him in office.
Yeah. I've heard that. The joke is like, what's it cost to keep Trump in office? 2 pence. Yeah. Or 1 pence.
But the whole thing with the prayer session, this goes back to my conspiracy theory that Trump is truly working with the Russians to destroy this country.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, get him to do a prayer session. Because Trump has no interest in prayer. He has no interest in religion. He knows he's about as Catholic as my left foot, or Christian as my left foot. He doesn't give a damn. He's setting us up for looking ridiculous. Everything he has done has been counterproductive and counter-American. I mean, he got elected on this continuing speech of, oh, Obama's taking vacations all the time. Obama's always, whenever there's something important, Obama's out golfing. He's out taking vacation. I'm never going to take vacation. I'm always going to be in the White House. I'm always going to be working. Why would I ever leave the White House? And he's done everything but be in the White House. He's been on vacation more. I mean, has he been in the White House yet? I mean, seriously, has the man done anything but on his phone?
Yeah, there is this tweet that came out, and it has been put into a meme where it showed that Trump was complaining that Barack Obama had gone on a golfing trip, and then he's taken a 10-day vacation. Trump has been doing nothing but golfing, and then now he's going to be taking a 17-day vacation. Already, he's barely passed 7 months of his presidency, and he's already taking a 17-day vacation. What kind of fucking garbage is that?
So everything this man has done has been counterproductive and counter-American. So why not have a prayer session? Why not build a fucking cathedral inside the White House?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past
I wouldn't put it past that. That's the next step. And if you're right, and if this is on our dime, then this is unconstitutional. If that is the case.
That's why he wants to pull the plug on the Johnson Amendment. I don't want to say pillars, but one of the main things that is keeping church out of government.
Mm-hmm. Makes me wonder though, if let's just say he was able to get the Johnson Amendment reversed, do you think that people like Pat Robertson and whatever, they're going to be making beelines for the White House?
They've been unabashedly supporting candidates already.
Yeah, that's true.
Repealing the Johnson Amendment would just let them pour the 700 club money into the next Pence.
Yeah, that's very true. That would be horrible. That'd be absolutely horrible. Atheist Ranger, your thoughts?
Well, I personally don't think that this is being done on our dime, because I truly do think if it was, the ACLU would have already filed a lawsuit.
Give them time.
Give them time. That might still happen yet if this is going on. We have to find out first. I think we have to have evidence that this is on our dime first, I think.
And that's part of the problem. The ACLU and the FFRF, they need to have facts. They need to have something to back up before they can even say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that being said, they shouldn't be doing this anyway, because they should be focusing on their fucking jobs, not mentally masturbating each other.
I completely agree. They should be doing their job. You're in the White House to do a job. You're not there to,
go to church.
Yeah, exactly.
Go to church on Sunday.
Yeah, go to church on Sunday. If you want to have your faith, do it on Sunday. You want to have your prayer sessions, do it on Sunday or whatever day your particular faith. I don't think that having it at the White House, I don't think that's a good idea. I think it adds a bad connotation that they're trying to put in a religious theocracy. Matt, your thoughts?
No, I agree with that. They shouldn't be doing that at the White House. That should be, do it on your own time somewhere else, in a church.
Mm-hmm.
And if and I hope they're not doing it on, taxpayer time.
Yeah, that would really suck if that was. If we, you, me, and everybody else in this country is paying for it. I mean, the Christians, they would probably say, "Oh, well, I'm happy to pay for that." Well, that's you. If you want to do that, you can. But I don't want to. I'm paying this man's salary. Oh, that just put a hairball in my throat.
The problem is, there are a lot of people. I don't know how many people that were involved in this are from the South, because there are a lot of religious people down south, a lot of Baptists and whatnot.
Yeah.
So their Bible study is like a big thing for them. So maybe that's why. I don't know. But still, I don't think they should be doing it in the White House. I think they should do it on Sunday or on their own time.
Yeah. Now, one of the things here I just want to mention before we move on here says, according to the Capitol Ministries website, the sponsors of the White House ministry includes both regular attendees, also Mr. Pence, which I had mentioned earlier, House and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson, not surprising, and the Environmental Protection Agency Administrator Scott Pruitt. So there's some of the more of those people there. And of course, if make your own jokes about paying Ben Carson because he thinks that the pyramids were put there to hold grain. So if you remember that one. People are weird. People are weird.